What if I told you that one of the most intelligent characters in modern television was played by a man who once considered becoming a lawyer, survived a real-life kidnapping, and almost lost the role that made him world famous? This isn't just a story about fame, it's about risk, reinvention, and the strange superpower of being different. Tonight, we dive deep into the journey of Benedict Cumberbatch, the actor who turned awkward brilliance into global domination. Stay until the end, because his biggest career gamble might surprise you. Benedict Timothy Carlton Cumberbatch was born in London in 1976. Even his name sounds like it belongs in a period drama. His parents, both respected actors, were part of the British stage tradition. Growing up around scripts and rehearsals, young Benedict could have taken the easy path, but he didn't. At boarding school, classmates teased him for his unusual face, sharp features, and deep voice. He wasn't the typical leading man. In fact, casting directors later admitted they weren't sure audiences would find him marketable. Funny enough, that unusual look would become his greatest advantage. Before acting professionally, he spent time teaching English in Tibet. Yes, Tibet. Not exactly a standard Hollywood origin story. And here's something many fans don't know. At 19, while traveling in South Africa, he was kidnapped at gunpoint. He and his friends were tied up and abandoned. He survived, but the experience changed him forever. He later said it gave him a strange calmness about risk, and maybe that's why he was willing to gamble everything on roles others would reject.
Let the game commence. That's not one of my lines. Am I taking too long with this? Oh, I get to read it. Okay. Wow. Proud reading. I'm not a psychopath. I'm a high-functioning sociopath. Do your research. Sherlock Holmes. Circa God knows when now. Feels like ancient history, but that's a great line. I remember saying that as Sherlock.
For years, Benedict worked steadily in British theatre and television. Solid roles, good reputation, but not fame. Then came 2010, and one role changed everything. In Sherlock, he played Sherlock Holmes as a modern genius, cold, arrogant, lightning fast. Producers initially worried, is he too strange looking? Is he too intense? But once the show aired, the world exploded. His version of Sherlock wasn't just smart, it was electric. His rapid-fire dialogue delivery became iconic. Viewers rewound scenes just to keep up, and the internet went wild. Memes, fan art, online communities, Cumberbatches. Yes, that became the name of his fanbase. The show turned him into a global star. And here's the financial reality. Early seasons reportedly paid him modest British TV salaries. Later seasons, estimated $500,000 per episode. For a 3-episode season, that's over $1.5 million. But television was just the beginning. Hollywood noticed. Then came the call that would change his financial life forever. Marvel wanted him for a mystical superhero. The role? Dr. Stephen Strange. In Doctor Strange, Benedict had to transform physically and mentally. He trained in martial arts. He studied hand choreography for spellcasting. He worked on an American accent that had to sound natural, not theatrical. And here's something interesting. He actually performed many of his own stunt sequences, including complex wire work and fight choreography. Some scenes required weeks of rehearsal just for hand movements. The magic gestures had to feel believable. Now let's talk money. Estimated earnings. Doctor Strange 2016, around $5 million. Avengers. Infinity War. Reported $710 million. Avengers. Endgame. Likely similar range. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Estimated $1,520 million. That's a massive jump. From British stage actor to one of Marvel's highest paid stars. But here's the twist. He never wanted to be just a superhero. After blockbuster success, many actors stay comfortable. Benedict did the opposite. In The Imitation Game, he portrayed Alan Turing, the mathematician who helped crack Nazi codes during World War I. The role was emotionally brutal. Turing was a genius, a hero, and later persecuted for being gay. Cumberbatch lost weight, studied Turing's patterns, practiced subtle social awkwardness without caricature. The performance earned him an Academy Award nomination. The film made over $230 million worldwide on a budget under $15 million. And while his salary wasn't Marvel level, the prestige elevated him to another tier entirely. Then came darker roles. The Power of the Dog, a psychologically intense performance that earned him another Oscar nomination. 12 Years a Slave, a supporting role in an Oscar-winning masterpiece. He was carefully building something rare. Commercial success plus artistic credibility. Few actors balance both.
Respect.
Man does how he pleases with his property.
You come here.
I said come here!
Days ago, I was with my family in my home. Now you tell me all this lost.
If you want to survive, do and say as little as possible.
Let's talk about one of his secret weapons, that voice. Deep, controlled, intelligent. He's narrated documentaries, audiobooks, and even voiced Smaug the dragon in The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. Fun fact, to record Smaug's motion capture, Benedict wore a performance suit and crawled on the floor to mimic dragon movements. Yes, a future Marvel superstar, crawling like a reptile in a studio. And he committed fully. That level of dedication is why directors trust him. Voice acting and narration reportedly add millions more to his overall career earnings. Estimates place his net worth around $4,050 million. But numbers don't tell the whole story. Hollywood often rewards predictability. Benedict built a career on unpredictability. He plays geniuses, villains, anti-heroes, broken men, mystics, historical icons. He could have stayed Sherlock forever. He didn't. He could have stayed only in Marvel. He didn't. He deliberately alternates big-budget films with intense, uncomfortable dramas. Why? Because safety kills growth, and audiences feel that authenticity. What makes Benedict Cumberbatch fascinating isn't just talent, it's strategy. He embraced what made him different. He took career risks early. He balanced money roles with meaningful roles. He never let one success define him. Remember, he was once told he didn't look like a leading man. Now he headlines billion-dollar franchises. That's the power of leaning into your uniqueness. From surviving a kidnapping to redefining Sherlock Holmes to bending reality in the Marvel Universe. Benedict Cumberbatch didn't chase fame. He built it, step by step, role by role, risk by risk. And maybe the real magic wasn't in Doctor Strange's hands, it was in the courage to be different. If you made it this far, here's a question for you. Do you think Benedict's best performance was Sherlock, Doctor Strange, or one of his dramatic roles? Comment below. I want to know your choice. And if you enjoy deep dives into actors who turned risk into fortune, make sure you stay tuned for the next story, because the next journey might be even more surprising.